What's up, White Lake? Happy 4th of July. Back to the campsite. What's up? Welcome to Campfire Storytime with Brandon, Volume 1. Don't worry, I'm not going to be telling any spooky stories, even though that would probably be a lot better. Today I'm going to be telling you about the time I almost gave up skating.
It's a little spooky,
I guess. You get the gist of this? We have to go way back in time. So we're going to go back to when I first started skating. I didn't actually rollerblade first. I actually ice skated first. I used to live down the bottom of New Zealand in a place called Invercargill, and I got invited to go ice skating for someone's birthday party. And that's what I did, and I enjoyed it a lot. And then after living in Invercargill, we moved up to Palmy, and there's no ice skating there, so I couldn't ice skate anymore. But I always had this urge to do it. But I never thought of getting rollerblades. But then thanks to the cartoon, Mega Man NT Warrior, with the main dude, he used to roll out on rollerblades. This is my biggest motivation to get some rollerblades. I got some cheap, like, what do you call it, second-hand store rollerblades. And that's when I first started rolling. And it was just the same as ice skating, so it's slightly different, but it's just the same. I picked it up straight away. But I didn't think to try any tricks or anything at this stage. It wasn't until another like 4 or so years later that I decided to try aggressive skating. When I first was introduced to aggressive skating, I was probably year 6 at school. I work out how old that is. I was, and we had this thing called a wheel stay. I feel like I've talked about this before. Yeah, I have. And the only thing I had to bring was these rollerblades that I brought back in Palmy. So I brought them, and that's when I met this dude that was doing tricks named Ethan. And he doesn't skate anymore, but he brought me into it. We went down to the half pipe mashers and was always skating it. And I still didn't really know what skating was. And then it kind of took a back burner again until my first year of high school, when I really put my all into it. And ever since that day, it's been like my one true passion. When people ask me how long I've been skating, I count it from the stage where I fully started skating, aggressive skating, which is when I was 13 in high school. But I really started like rolling around probably when I was like, I can't remember, I'll put it up here, I'll work it out. So, I don't know. Tell me if that's cool, tell me if that's what people normally do. Or am I just shortening it a lot? Anyway, ever since then, it was my one true passion. I was doing it every weekend. The only thing was, I loved it a lot, got a lot of joy out of it. But the one thing ended up becoming a huge part of my identity. Like everyone who knew me as that guy that rollerblades. And to me now that sounds really cool. It's like, that is me. That's what I like. But when I was going through high school, it was different. I started to hate the fact that that's all people seem to know about me, and it's all they thought of me as a rollerblade dude. I even got most likely to be rollerblading as my thing for leavers at high school. And anyway, when I finished high school, after a gap year, I moved to Wellington, which is a little bit out of the way, and this was an opportunity for me to start new again. No one knew me, no one knew anything, and I didn't really want to be known as a rollerblade dude, so I didn't tell anyone, and it really took a back seat on my life, and I stopped doing it, and honestly it was horrible. But there was a time there where I was at uni and was going through heaps of shit, and I wasn't skating, and they ended up in this place where I wanted to be, where people didn't know me as a rollerblader. They knew me for other things other than rollerblading. And then after quite a long time of not skating, I finally went skating for like the first time in a while, and remembered how much I like it, because it de-stresses me. Everything's great about it. And I'd like post up some clips of me skating, and everyone would be like, wow, you rollerblade? Like, what's that about? You never told us and stuff. And I know I got to this place that I wanted to be for so long, and I didn't like it, because rollerblading is a big part of me. And then from that stage, I was like, what am I doing? Why am I not doing this? So I put all my all into it again. And then here we are today. I went back to rollerblading because I realized that it is a big part of who I am, and it is what I want to be known for. and it's something I'm actually passionate about, and I know I like it. Out of everything in life, it's the one thing I definitely like the most. No doubt about it, you know. And I want to be known for that as well. That's a thing I want people to know about me. So I was wrong. Into high school, everyone only knew me as a rollerblader, and I hated that because I wanted people to know there's more to me than just that. But then when I got what I wanted later on in uni, and people like knew me as something other than a rollerblader, I hated it because people didn't know I rollerblade, and that was like, to me, this is the one thing in my life that makes me unique as well, and it's like such a big part of my life. I want people to know me for that, so I learned that that's what I actually want. I want people to know me as a rollerblader. From this, I can really see how a lot of people ended up leaving skating. I think other people, like back to blading and 2Qs, they probably stopped because they had like kids or something. I don't know if both of them had kids, so it's probably a bit more of a legit reason, but I can see it happening, and that almost happened to me. But look at me now. Anyway, I just want to shout them out. You should go check out their channels because they're sick. I'll link them up in the corner. Anyway, that's the spooky story about how I almost stopped skating. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, I hope you guys had a sick 4th of July. Thank you so much for watching. This is probably never going to happen again because I probably don't ever get the chance to camp. But I'm having a dope time. Thanks guys, I'll see you on Wednesday. Peace out.